Hey, vinyl community. How are you? Music lovers? And whoever else happened to stumble upon this video. Cheers. This is Rob, Headlong into Sound. So today I'm going to show you my favorite albums of 2018. Now, I probably have about 10 here. I didn't count, maybe 10 records. And it's not just completely comprehensive overview of everything I loved in 2018. I'm just showing the vinyl because I did stream a lot. There are records I don't have that I loved. There are records that I bought in 2018 that I really like. Maybe 3 songs. Example. Yeah, I was just looking at it. Good example of that. Tyler Childers' Purgatory. I really like this album, but I think in particular I really like maybe 3 or 4 songs off it, and the rest are okay. So I'm not going to show that. I'm not going to show the stuff I don't have. I'm not going to show you what I looked at on YouTube. I didn't buy any new CDs. I do buy used CDs, but so I'll get into that. I'm also going to show you these 5 new records I bought. New, used, new. Real quick, I'm going to show you those first. So, went to a record store recently, my favorite record store. I grabbed a copy of Ambient 4, Brian Eno. This is an original copy. If it weren't for this split top here, it's mint condition. The record is in mint condition. I mean, really beautiful. But of course, Brian Eno, this is 1982. Kind of godfather of ambient music. Another great one by him. Kind of cool. He's got the schematics here. How he recommends you set up your speakers in your listening space. Kind of straightforward stuff, but yeah. Another, I have a couple other Brian Eno ambient albums. I have, what do I have? I have music for films and music for airports and another one that's the second one. I forget. I can't remember. Anyways, love Brian Eno. This one I grabbed because I saw Big Star 1000 talking about it. It's an album by an artist I love that I had not heard. Santana. I think it's pronounced Caravanserai. 1970, early 70s, 72. This is his 4th album. This one's a little different from his first 3, which I consider classics. Actually, this is really good though. This is more, the band gets into jazz fusion a bit more. I think this is about the same time Santana started hanging out with John McLaughlin. They put out great music together. So I could be wrong, but I think this is about the same time, and you hear that jazz kind of fusion influence in the band here. Very good. He was right. Another one in the jazz genre. I grabbed a copy of Keith Jarrett, Sun Bear Concerts in Japan, 1976. I was always a big fan of the Köln concerts, German concerts he released a couple years before this. But this is fantastic. This is just the excerpts, because this originally was released as a 10 LP release. And there are copies of that on Discogs which look very reasonably priced. I mean, 10 LPs for maybe 60 or 70 bucks. Seems like reasonably priced to me, and they claim they're near mint. I'm not interested in that. That's too much That's too much solo piano improvisation for me. I love the stuff, but I mean, how many hours of piano improv am I going to listen to? This is great. Another one, I think in the same video, it just so happened I watched the video and then went to the record store like the next day. That Big Star 1000's video. He talked about Caribou. I don't think this was the album he showed, but this is the first album I had listened to by Caribou. And my record store had a great used copy right here, $15. His album Swim. When this came out, my friend group, and I think a lot of people my age really like this. This is good stuff. This is cool artwork too, really. You know, electronic, maybe house, a bit of house music in there, and it's also kind of a mix of indie rock as well. Really good stuff. So thanks, Big Star, for reminding me about this artist, Caribou. Great stuff. Last new one I'm going to show. Believe it or not, I didn't have Pet Sounds. I think I always was crossing my fingers to find an original copy. Very hard to find a really old copy. It wasn't until a bit later where everyone figured out, oh fuck, this is a great album. I don't think Beach Boys fans at the time and the general populace loved this album. Like I said, it was some years, as the years went by, it became a classic, which it is. So this is the 50th anniversary edition in mono. Sounds pretty good. This is all I need. Just kind of needed a copy of that, so grab that. All right, we're getting into it. My favorite albums of 2018. Like I said, minus the stuff I don't have, obviously, but bought some really good records this year. I bet you half of these I probably showed because I show most of my new pickups and whatnot. So here we go. Beach House, 7. Great group. Talked about this maybe on my last video. Excellent album. Love Beach House. Another one I showed, actually these next two I also showed. Against All Logic, 2012 to 2017. It's excellent. It's great. Great electronic house music. I love that. That might be my top 1 or 2 albums. That's excellent. This is one I did not show. I think because I don't think a lot of the vinyl community are too interested in this group, but this is the only box set I've ever bought in. I'm not generally too interested in box sets, but this is Phish, Baker's Dozen, live at Madison Square Garden. So they did a 13-minute, 13 day run at Madison Square Garden last year, hence the Baker's Dozen. And this is a compilation the band picked their, probably what I assume is their favorites from the run. Really good. I mean, excellent stuff here. Super glad I got this. Awesome, clear, kind of cool vinyl. If you're a fan of Phish, you'd love it. If you're not, I'm not going to recommend it to you. I stopped trying to convince people to like Phish years ago. I get it. A lot of people just hate them. That's okay. Kids See Ghosts. I showed this album. It's excellent. Kanye West, Kid Cudi. Modern hip hop, experimental hip hop. Spooky. 9 Inch Nails, Bad Witch. One of my favorite bands, and they still fucking rock. What a good album. Trent Reznor, you know, he tapped into his inner David Bowie on some of these songs. And David Bowie and Trent Reznor were friends. They did release music together. And I'm just so happy that Trent's still putting out great music. Awesome stuff. Bad Witch. This one I got in the mail today, finally. Actually, I was kind of waiting for this record to make this video. I don't know if I hope some of you know this, but this is phenomenal. This might be my favorite album of the year. Daughters. You won't get what you want. Where do I even start with this? This is noise rock. They dabble in industrial. They dabble in maybe hardcore. But really, if you just like noisy hard rock, a bit on the experimental side, heavy, check it out. Daughters. You won't get what you want. I love this album. How fantastic. Great, great stuff. Yeah, check out the song Satan and the Weight, or maybe Less Sex, or The Reason They Hate Me. You might like this. I don't know. I hear a lot of different groups in this. I hear Nine Inch Nails, which I just showed. I hear This Heat. I hear maybe some Throbbing Gristle. I hear then I hear some hardcore. Sometimes you get into the hardcore punk too. I mean, this is just great, guys. Daughters, check it out. Loved it. Loved it. So happy to get this. And this is on a cool colored vinyl too. Yeah, they called it. I forget what they called it. Like some kind of fog gray or something. And it sounds phenomenal. Might be my favorite record I bought this year. Really great stuff. Daughters. If I'm gonna recommend one, it's probably this one. I like hip hop music too, guys. Pusha T, Daytona. Again, this is phenomenal. Produced by Kanye West. And in fact, Kanye West paid $85,000 for the rights of this picture. This picture, the album cover here is, and I don't know if it was, you know, knowing Kanye West, he pulls a lot of stunts for, you know, attention. But this is Whitney Houston's bathroom, a picture of her bathroom when they found her dead. So yeah, very provocative cover. It's just a great album, though. I'm not gonna lie. Pusha T, Daytona. I love it. I absolutely love it. Preoccupations. I showed this one. New Material. Great group. Great new modern post-punk band. On Jaguar Records. Check out the song. I really like. This is a good album by them. Antidote or Espionage. Great band. Loved it. New Material by Preoccupations. I got two more I'm going to show here. These are kind of, they almost didn't make the list, but I really liked them. These are both kind of in the same vein in the fact that these are very familiar bands with me that took a sharp left turn into almost different styles. I'm going to leave this one in the cover because it's tight, but Arctic Monkeys, Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. I love the Arctic Monkeys, and you know what? I listened to this today. This is a great album. This is really good. It's a concept album about a resort on the moon, and it's kind of played in the fashion of like lounge music, lounge rock. You know, Arctic Monkeys doing lounge music. It's crazy. I respect them for putting this out, especially after their last album, AM, which was a massive hit for them. Just they, you know, they're doing their own thing. And in the same vein, not that this sounds anything like it, but Jack White, Boarding House Reach. Jack White could have put out the same blues rock he has for the last 20 years, and people would have eaten it up. He took a chance with this one. This is experimental, weird. I mean, he got weird on this. By far his weirdest release by a mile. And I really like it. I love this. Check out Corporation, or check out Over and Over and Over. He found his inner weirdo on this one. So yeah, those are some of the records I loved from this year. Again, not comprehensive. I listen to a lot of music. Those are just some of the few, and there are other records I bought. I didn't include reissues and whatnot. You know, that would have been a whole thing. I have a lot of reissues that came out this year. A lot of good reissues too. I mean, The Wire. I have a couple Wire albums. Their first two albums. I bought some reissues this year that would have made it. Achtung Baby by U2. So glad they reissued that this year. There's a lot more. I just wanted to show you the new stuff. Sometimes I feel like maybe the vinyl community shows a lot of old stuff, but not as much new stuff. There's still great music out there. You just gotta listen. You just gotta dig a little. You're not gonna find it on the radio. Thanks for watching, guys. Headlong into Sound. This is my favorite albums of 2018. Thanks for watching. Keep up the good work.